Bunker Project, episode number 2, Viral Marketing. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Bunker Project. We're here in the bunker in Vancouver. My name's Andrew McGivern. I'm here with Bob Garlick.
Hello, everybody. It's Crazy Bob, the guy that likes black beer.
And he happens to be drinking one right now.
Surprise, surprise.
Today, we're going to be talking about viral marketing. And we do have a guest here in the studio audience. He's not participating in the podcast today, but his name is Arik. He's recently come from Israel. And he was working for Wix.com. And Wix.com is a company with a very interesting platform where you can do it yourself, build your own Flash-based website. And he's told me that they're migrating over to HTML5 as well to get all the iPhone and iPad users.
Yeah, it sounds pretty cool. I mean, for a guy like me, it's perfect because it's kind of grabbing stuff and moving it around and playing more than thinking, oh, man,
like
HTML.
What you see is what you get kind of WYSIWYG.
Exactly.
Widgetized, drag and drop the...
Yeah, paint by numbers.
Yeah,
or like finger painting.
Yeah, it looks great. I went to Wix.com when I saw him sign in on the meetup group, and I checked it out. Some of the examples on there are awesome. Actually, for you,
yeah,
I think it'd be great because of your design work in terms of putting up a Flash-based website showing all the work that you've done.
Yeah, well, definitely after talking with Eric, I'm going to go play with it and see what I think. So the next show, we'll give you a review on what's happening with this, the new opportunity with this, what would you call it? A great new business tool, let's call it that, because it's more for a small business person, and they can, they don't have to be shy about, I don't know anything about HTML, I'm not sure about this and that, and they just go in there and play and figure out what you want to say.
Well, last week we talked about WordPress.
True. And
how WordPress has kind of revolutionized the ability to put your own content up very easily. And this looks like it's something that's taking it to the next level as well. So very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times what I'll do with my clients, I actually point them to direction of GoDaddy and there's a thing called Website Tonight, which is very simple interface. And tell them, look, why don't you make a website and play with it for 6 months and figure out what you want to say. Then when you get it all figured out, then you can go and get some custom coding done. And a lot of people, they're just on this, we need a website, and it's got to be this way because we saw somebody's other website. And then you ask, great, so what are you going to say? What's the strategy behind it? What's the functionality? What's your ROI on your website? And they're going like, what? We just want a website. Say, okay, fine. So one of the reasons I love blogs is it's a great way to actually get people disciplined in creating content on a weekly basis. And then they've created content for like 4 to 6 months, and they really start to get a feel for their voice and what they want to say and what their product's all about or what their brand's all about. And then they can go to one of these websites that enable you to create websites easily by yourself.
Does Wix, does it work for blogs? Can you integrate a blog into it very easily?
You can.
Excellent.
Cool.
That's one of the latest feature. In fact, it was uploaded 3 weeks ago. The ability to add your own blog from a third-party participant, but also we're going to have an in-house one option. And we have like a small mini blog option right now because, as you know, most of the small business owners and stuff, they don't have the time, the discipline, or basically the need to go and build their own blog, and maintain it like serious professional bloggers. They need to add content, which is very important for the website, and actually talk about the business or whatever.
Okay, before you go on any further, he said he wasn't going to talk, ladies and gentlemen. No, and he said he got excited. He got excited about it.
So today we're going to talk about viral marketing.
Oh, that's right.
And viral marketing is, let's start with the example that you were talking about before the show, the Old Spice.
I love viral marketing. I think it's one of the coolest things that's has been around and hasn't been really fully utilized. We were talking about a bunch of viral marketing ideas and concepts, but the one we really were excited about is something that's happening right now, which is, what the heck is that guy?
The Old Spice?
Yeah,
man?
sorry. So the Old Spice guy. And what happened is they put the ad out and connected with social marketing and said, hey, if you'd be interested, why don't you guys give us some content? And they got the original guy who put the fake Old Spice ad out there on the net and asked them to, why don't you join us, work with a couple of writers, and we'll just get people to send in suggestions. And so they've been doing this since, what, like 3 weeks old? At least. Not that old. But anyways, it's gone totally viral. And our guess, how many shows did you think they have out there? 100 now?
I've seen
50?
more than 50.
Yeah, so like 50 ads. That's crazy. I mean, they're short, 15-second, 30-second ads, but ridiculous. They've produced 50 of these things, and it's just a guy standing in the same set that the original set looked like, and basically coming up with these crazy ideas that other people have submitted. So that's a fantastic example of viral advertising and social marketing working hand in hand. And it's very exciting to see somebody like breaking a boundary like that, because it opens up the opportunity to go to your clients and say, hey, look what Old Spice did. And I read a report today, 107% increase in sales. Now, I can't give 100% credit to the viral marketing and the social marketing and that, because they had a big voucher campaign as well. But combined, I think that's what got them to the 107%. So yeah, it's interesting. So that's like a hybrid of what's been happening the last, 5, maybe even 10 years for great viral marketing, viral advertising.
Excellent. And then we were also talking about the Rickard's Red commercial.
That was, I don't know if anybody remembers that one. It's like you could go on to the Rickard's Red website and it would say, write an ad. And you just had the opportunity to write 3 taglines. It would say, describe what Rickard's Red beer tastes like. And then you wrote these 3 little lines. And then you said enter, and then it would play a fully produced ad. And then the camera would cut to these 3 guys sitting at the bar. And when they spoke your lines, which I thought was fantastic. And then there was a big punchline at the end where the bartender came up with this awesome
and
line.
it was awesome.
Okay, what was the line? You remembered it.
It was, you take the best day of your life and put it in your mouth, and then he drinks the beer.
Yeah, it's true. Except I'm doing it with this Alexander. Is this Alexander Keith's?
No, it's not.
No,
it's
not.
It's Okanagan. It's Okanagan Springs black beer. Black lager. Beer.
We're going to have to, guys, in Okanagan Spring, we need some glasses here, so at least I can quote your product. Anyways.
Yep. Product identification is
yeah,
good.
Product endorsement, man. We'll do anything for free beer. So getting back to viral marketing and stuff like that, on my podcast, every now and again, I'll find a fantastic ad or viral concept. And, there's our bartender. We're okay? Yep. She's so great. She has perfect timing for the black beer.
We'll have to get her on to talk about the bunker.
Yeah, exactly. So the now what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So these viral ads, it kind of goes back, for me, I look at viral marketing, it goes way back to the great commercials that were happening in London, England in the 1960s and 70s, the heyday of advertising. And you would have these fantastic mini stories that would happen in 30 seconds or a minute. And basically, you'd watch it and you say, oh, that is a fantastic ad. And then tell all your friends about it. And that was the basically original viral marketing. And that was going on in the 60s. Really, really, really good ads. You talk about it over the bar. Oh, did you see the new Budweiser bar? They still do it at the Super Bowl. Who's going to make the coolest ad at the Super Bowl? I mean, that's a whole build-up. That's all a dividend of being on the Super Bowl is like, who's got the coolest ad? And then all the advertising agencies have got to pull out all the stops and create the perfect ad.
I know some people that had American direct satellite TV, direct TV, just so they could get the Super Bowl ads. Because on our Canadian channels, we got the Canadian ads.
I got a great secret for that. Be patient, wait a couple of days, and then watch it on YouTube because they'll have it all organized in.
This was before YouTube.
Oh,
this is going back a few years.
Okay. So yeah, that's the power of a great story idea. A great cost-effective one I really liked is like you got a summer beach scene and a couple guys on a picnic table, and then there's like a wharf with the lake in the background, and it's a shot of these two girls, and they're putting on sunscreen because, you know, you protect yourself, but, you know, it's a kind of a sensual act, and these guys are looking at it, and they, wow. And then it clicks, and they switch the girls out with those two guys, and like, ooh, it's disgusting. So, I mean, and that was it. But what was the other one, too, that I really, really liked? The one about salmon. That one has got this beautiful pastoral scene with these bears, and they're fishing for the salmon, and this fish guy comes running in, and he has a fisticuffs with this bear, and beats the hell out of the bear, grabs the salmon and runs off. And then, boom, it supers in a can of this canned tuna. You know, we fight for our product. So another great, simple, viral ad that's entertaining. And that's really what I think viral ad, how you define it, something that you kind of get a kick out of, that you can send to your friend to make them smile and get a kick out of it. And I think that's why it works. It's like, it's a gift that you're giving to the, you know, you're an advertiser, and say, well, what are we going to do with our money for marketing? Are we going to do some really boring, straight up ad, or why don't we make something that actually gives back to the society, entertains people, that they can use to entertain their friends, and da. So for me, that's a great philosophy in to get an impact plus give back.
How do you create a viral ad? What's the secret to getting it out there? Because I know
it's, you know, it's hit and miss. There's the top 10 viral ads on YouTube, and some of them just what was the one with the gopher, and he'd like, or some small rodent? Everybody be like, come on, Bob, you should know that one. And he just turns and he goes, da-da. And it was like a 2-second cut. And there was millions and millions and millions of people watched it. That is kind of like a funky, weird type of thing that becomes viral. But I'm talking more the sophisticated viral stuff that people spend some time and energy developing the idea and brings it to a slightly higher level. So it's not like the slapstick stuff. It's more a bit of there's some messaging involved there. And our guest actually mentioned, like, well, a lot of the really successful viral ads, they're all about, big advertising agencies and big budget stuff. And, in a lot of cases, that's true. And I think the reason is because smaller businesses, they're scared because they have a small marketing budget and say, oh, what are we going to do? Well, we could do a really cool viral ad, or we could do something really safe, like a voucher or a 2-for-1 special, or take out this space in this relatively conservative magazine and play the safe game. And in the long run, you kind of lose doing stuff like that, because viral ads look great if they're low production. You don't have to do high production. Great viral ads are simple and clean. They're not overlit. There's very rarely more than 1 or 2 people. They look spontaneous. Yeah, totally. Well, yeah, or if the idea is sophisticated, you don't have like a cast of thousands. Mm-hmm. You can be an amateur actor and still get away with a viral ad, as long as it's a nice core message. There was a beautiful one. Now I'm going to forget the person that paid for it. It was like Nike or one of the big sports companies. And what they did is they did a Guitar Hero. You must have heard of this one, with this guy on a BMX bike, and he does a live Guitar Hero. And what they did is they spray painted on or glued on all the little green dot, orange dot, green dot, orange dot. And this guy rode with a camera helmet all the way through this neighborhood. And it looked like a bunch of teenagers to set it up as like this crazy thing. And I watched it, and it looks like it was something that some teenagers had put together for a gag or kind of like a viral ad. But it was actually produced by the advertising agency, and they had a huge budget behind it. But really, it could have been shot by anybody. Mm-hmm. It was the idea and the implementation of the guts to go out there and say, hey, you know what? This is a crazy idea. Let's do it. And then let's just put it on YouTube. We don't have to put it on TV. We don't have to spend $250,000 on a bunch of spots to test it. Just put it on YouTube, see what happens. There's a podcaster, his name's Ray Ortega. Mm. He has a podcast called the Produce Picker. And what he does, because when he was putting himself through school, he was working in like Safeway or
Save on Foods kind of place. And so we got a lot of knowledge about how to pick the right produce. So he recorded these video podcasts where he demonstrates, how to pick good produce. And got a ton of videos out there, but one of them, the one that he thought was, the least, viral, that he thought it would be the least likely to go viral, went viral. And I think it was about how to wash Brussels sprouts, and for some reason people resonated with how to wash Brussels sprouts, and it went viral
one with me.
And he just laughed. He thought it was funny, but he just said that you never know. You just got to put the content out there and be genuine and get it out there and try and find things that people are going to be looking for, and one of them might. It's like you swing the baseball bat and
it's a crapshoot.
You'll hit a home run sooner or later.
Totally. And I think that the key word there is genuine. You make something that's genuine and you put your heart into it, people get that. And it's not about doing something really flashy. One of the all-time biggest viral one was Lightsaber Kid or something like that. And it's this chubby kid in his basement and he just goes nuts with this lightsaber thing for, a minute. And he wipes out and does a bunch of stuff. It's terrible. But it's genuine. He was so into it. And that's what resonates about the piece, and that's what's so entertaining about this thing.
There's another one that went viral. It was a guy down in the States who owns a soda pop store. And he did a YouTube video where he's talking about pop. And, big deal, right? But he's got such passion for pop and the different flavors and the different ways of making it and how he kind of shoots down the mainstream, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, and all these other cola companies for having like high fructose corn syrup in there. And he's got all these different pops sweetened with cane sugar and done the old fashioned way. And just, you got to listen to it and you start listening to it, you can't stop. And I don't even drink pop. I'm not interested in that. But wow.
But you try it if you saw that brand.
He's got passion, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's another thing. That's very important.
No, I 100% agree with that. I was watching some incredible short documentaries, 1 to 3 minute pieces out of New York. And this one was about this woman that created jams the old-fashioned way. And the whole interview wasn't like, oh, I take 3 cups of this and I stir it in. She was talking about the tree. She says, it's amazing. You have a plum, and I go into the market, and I'll pick a plum, and I'll talk to the person that picked the plum, and did they pick it from the south side of the tree or the north side of the tree? Because that can make a totally different jam. And she goes on and on. It's like, oh, my God, this woman is so into fruit. It's amazing. Oh, and by the way, I make these incredible jams and jellies and stuff like that. I wanted to buy her product. Just listening, like 1.5, 2 minutes of listening to that. This person is into her product on such a high level. And what it really reminds me of is the Japanese way of doing things. In Japan, there are so many people, it's just their mindset. They do things so well, and it's the zen of doing things right. Here in North America, it's like, yeah, slap the damn thing together, let's make some money and walk away from it. And because of that, we have a huge selection of really crappy products to choose from. And we really don't know what good stuff is. So when we do run into something that's amazing, it blows our mind. But there's, countries out there that are full of tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands and millions of people in some cases that produce very, very, very high-end products. And nobody really knows about them. It's just word of mouth, which is another classic way to market yourself. But we can talk about that some other time.
Mm-hmm. Well, word of mouth has expanded with Twitter and Facebook and social media.
It'd be an awesome subject for our podcast. So, we'll do a word of mouth session in a couple of weeks. So
6 degrees of separation has come down to 2.
Really? Well, I don't know. So I think it's 3 because every time I'll link up with somebody at LinkedIn and say, you're 3 persons away from so-and-so. Oh, okay. Here's an interesting story that's kind of Facebooky, so it's not viral, but it is kind of viral. There's a guy on Facebook, I'm not going to mention his name because I can't pronounce it, but he takes these fashion spreads that he finds. He's in the fashion industry, obviously, and he takes these amazing fashion spreads, and they're beautiful, beautiful high-end fashion photographs. And like every day, he's giving you 2 or 3 amazing spreads from these amazing international magazines. I don't know where the heck he gets these shots. And I'm thinking, oh, that's great, that's great. And then I'm walking down on I think it was Fraser or somewhere on Granville or whatever. And there he is standing talking with a couple of people. And I recognized him from his Facebook profile picture. I said, dude, keep doing what you're doing. And he turns and he goes like, oh, it's you. He didn't even remember my name, but he remembers my crazy Facebook page photo. And I said, just keep on posting that great stuff. And he says, really, people are watching? Absolutely, man. Keep going.
I got a question for you. Did you have to put your hands on your head for him to recognize it?
Yeah. Now, anybody that knows my kind of like the branded Bobby image, it is me with super short hair, obviously. And I got my hands on my head going, whoa. And I've decided that's me. And when you meet me and you start chatting.
I was at another meetup group with Bob, and the guy said, I think I know you. And he put his hands on his head and he goes, yes, that's it.
Yeah, you got to work with your brand image, definitely. So definitely make sure you can reproduce your photograph that you use as easily as possible.
Maybe I should change mine. Mine's a cartoon.
Yeah, well, you see, if you meet Andrew, he says, oh, don't I know you? Say, yeah, hang on a second, I'll just sketch it for you. And then he holds it up and says, oh, yeah, I know that.
That's right.
Okay, back to viral marketing and why it works, why it doesn't work.
May I say something?
Absolutely, dude.
Okay, so while we were talking right now about all the viral marketing, I remembered the one that I like the most, and it reminded me something that it enables the big companies and other ones that do create the advertisement to go extreme. What I'm talking about is the advertisement for the Durex condoms, where you see the little Durex animals like getting it on. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, I know Durex. They do some awesome stuff. I remember the
just
Olympics.
Online extreme stuff. What animals like,
yeah, going
it
for
on.
it. Yeah,
so it was
yeah.
It was animal
You
porn.
can't do that on TV, but online
You can get away with it.
get away. I mean, so brands can go extreme for the users. I mean, getting in some fun
That's true.
stuff.
Well, I remember during the Olympics,
they
did the Durex stuff. You remember that series? And it'll be this girl, and she's doing like the flip and a flip and a flip and boom, and she lands on this guy's lap, and everyone goes, oh, it's a perfect 10, and then flashes Durex.
Yeah.
So they did all these Olympic sports around the sexual intercourse. So, yeah, I think, look what their product is. Here's a product that you use to have safe sex, so we can go really straight and boring, which everybody's going to turn off, or you can make it entertaining, and people will watch it and say, you know what, okay, I get it, that's cool. Everybody knows what a condom's for, so let's not be shy about it, and let's have a little bit of fun. But that's pretty gutsy for an organization that's producing a medical product, because that's really its classification. It's a product that is supposed to, prevent, it's a birth control product and an STD prevention product and all some heavy stuff around it, and they don't even go there. Yeah. They're just like, hey, having sex and making love, it's all about having fun and engagement and stuff like that, and that's what we're about, and we have a product that helps you do that. So that's a nice brand message, really, really nice brand message. So, hey, it's like you said, viral marketing. If you have a good marketing team or a good idea team that can take your product and say, hey, how can we look at it slightly different to make what you have, which is relatively boring, entertaining. These days with social marketing stuff, it has a high potential of going viral or people talking about it. So there you go. A fantastic example from the guy who refused to speak. It's so exciting here in the pod. I mean, in the bunker.
In the bunker,
podcast
yes.
bunker.
It can be. It can be very exciting here.
Oh, yeah, especially when the black beer comes. So I just had to plug that black beer.
And you're getting low now.
She'll come in. She has perfect timing. She's like my little black beer fairy.
She's psychic.
She's so light on her feet.
And we haven't even installed the little button yet.
Yeah, I know. Oh, when we first looking at this space. Now, remember last week we talked about it. It's a great little bunker spot with all this equipment. We got more equipment this week. And when we were chatting with the people that manage the bar, I said, hey, would it be okay for me to wire up a light so we could have a red light when we're on air so people don't disturb us? And then I want to put in a blue light when we want beer.
No, it was a green light.
Oh, was it a green light? Green light for
Green
beer.
light means beer.
I mean, you're sitting inside a basement full of beer.
I know.
You need more.
I know. It's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
There's a cooler right over there full of beer.
Oh, Oh my God, you're right. So I'm broken out in a sweat. Oh. Okay, back to viral, gentlemen. Focus. We'll do a beer show soon. We were thinking, actually, one of the ideas, and I want people to, log in and vote on this. We're thinking of doing a beer and food pairing show. What goes well with a beer? Is a burger in a beer or a?
There's always you always hear about the wine.
Yeah.
Pairing food. This wine goes well with salmon and cheese, and this wine goes good with this. But you don't hear much about beer, and I think that's
beer pairing. Could be
beer
also very Canadian or Belgium, one of the two. But we've got the Japa Dogs now. Maybe what beer goes well with the Japa Dog? So this week, go out there and on your lunch break, when you're chowing down on the Japa Dog, grab a beer and see if it works. And if that beer doesn't work, next day, try a different beer.
I'd almost say a wheat beer would go good with a Japa Dog.
Something nice and light.
Light and very, very refreshing.
I don't know. If you had a dark beer with a really spicy Japa Dog, that might be nice.
Yeah, with the spice, I would agree.
But hey, we are digressing again. So maybe in a couple of shows, that's what we're going to do. So put on your beer hats and do some research for us, and then call in and we'll do a show where we'll have some beers, we'll try some food.
Call in if you have any questions.
We'll bring in a chef.
Or one of the guys standing in the street with the Japa Dog carts.
Yeah, absolutely. We can bring the Japa Dog guy right in
Come
here.
with
man.
me.
Yeah, we could do a live report on the street.
Yeah, because a lot of people were in Vancouver for the Olympics and they didn't get to sample the Japa Dog because the lineup was three blocks long.
Yeah, well, okay. Now
I tried it on my second day here.
Yeah?
In Canada, my second day, I walked in the street, I just saw an amazing sight. Someone is selling hot dogs but with fish in them and shrimps, and it's like, whoa, what is that?
It must be Canada.
I saw it. I saw a picture of Steven Seagal eating a Japa Dog, and I'm like, okay, I got to try this.
He's got a bit of a gut too. I saw him in Thailand at one of this. Yes, I'd love one. Did you see that? I just finished. That was my last drop going down. I didn't hear anything about gulp. That was, and then boom, she comes in. She's awesome. So, anyways,
we're talking about viral marketing.
Yeah, viral marketing.
And
yeah.
Talking about the bunker, and we're talking about beer.
And I've got a question.
All right.
Something that I saw, which is I hope that you guys can explain it a bit more, because I think it's something that many people do not understand yet. But when they talk about viral marketing, there are two aspects of that which are not so set. One is like the results. You did something, advertisement or whatever, and for some reason, or you intended to be, it became viral. That is one aspect, the result. It became viral. The other aspect is like the viral system that you have to put in place so it will become viral. Like if you got an advertisement, you first just need to insert the technology. Share with your friends which buttons that you need. Those are two different things that many people, I think, don't understand the difference.
So I think I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
What you're saying is that you need the content and you need to have something that connects with people in order for it to be viral capable.
Yeah.
But then you want to put the gasoline on the fire. And that would be, using Twitter, all the social platforms, and the social broadcasters and aggregators to push everything out there to as many people as possible.
I think.
And then you hit the tipping point.
Yeah.
Because
I was going to say.
What's the problem here is like, when we talk about viral, most advertisements don't go viral.
No.
Even
very
if
rare.
they want to, it's not set. You can't ever know really who can get there or not, right?
Ta-da! Hang on, we have a...
Hello.
Hey,
You going to say hi for us today?
I will. How's it going, guys?
It's awesome.
Cheers.
Well done. Look at the head on that baby.
We'll have to have you. We'll have to have you on to talk a little bit about the bunker.
Yeah, exactly. What the bar's all about. Maybe next week.
Yeah.
The next time we do it.
Yeah.
Hey, and how come you serve the black beer in a non-branded? This is the wrong brand.
It is.
Can you
Don't tell my kokanee rep.
Why?
Because these are his glasses, and my poor Okanagan springs out of it.
Well, you just told them.
And I will. Well, hey, come on. We want to have like this beautiful black. Do you think they would sponsor us?
Maybe.
Yeah, absolutely they will, won't you? Hint, hint. Or at least
Enjoy,
sponsor
guys.
our glasses.
Enjoy.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
So, okay, back to the viral thing. Yeah, a lot of people. Oh, let's create a viral ad,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
we're gonna cash in on it. It's gonna be great. And it's just like everybody. It's like just because you make a viral ad doesn't means it's gonna go viral. So, it's a faith thing. You do your viral ad, and then if you use social media like Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that, that increases the ability for it to go viral. And the other thing I think your viral ad has to do with it has to have a call to action. I mean, it's no point have a viral ad out there that's just a kid going crazy with a lightsaber is a homemade viral ad that went viral and millions of people saw it, compared to making fun of Sasquatch. Have you guys ever seen those viral ads?
No.
It's these guys. It's hilarious. But before we get into that, there's a running shoe company that did one about camping techniques, which were very viral too. But at the beginning of the ads, you got branded, you were entertained, and at the end of the ad, you got a branding thing happening as well. It wasn't like, call now for 50% reduction. It was like, boom, here's the brand. There's something cool we brought you. Here's the brand that's responsible for that coolness, and respect that.
Yeah.
And I think that is what a lot of viral ads are missing, is that little bit of plug about the people that made that viral ad happen. If you do a cool job. Now, talking about cool, let's talk about the bugging Sasquatch. And it's a series of 5 or 6 ads that got out there. And it's like these people are hiking through the forest and they come into this glade and there's Sasquatch sleeping.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
that was Kokanee.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
There you go. And they're talking about
he's
Mr.
always looking for his mugwump or whatever.
Yeah, and so they go, so instead of like taking pictures of, they go, ooh, aren't we clever? They go and they do a frat prank and they put his hand in hot water and make him pee his pants.
Yeah.
Right? So, and there's another one where they're mountain biking and they terrorize the poor Sasquatch. And
But at the end, he gets his revenge.
oh yeah, the Sasquatch comes out, takes him out big time because he's a big guy. But that's a beef jerky company. There wasn't Kokanee, it's a beef jerky company. So
Yeah,
and it-
they also use the Sasquatch in there.
yeah, they use this app, but these guys do a cooler job.
Yeah.
So the reason I remember, even though I was inundated with Andrews, like, it was Kokanee, and then I agreed, and then I remembered, I'm visualizing the ad in my head, and I remember, no, hang on, there was a picture of the product, which is beef jerky. So that is why that ad works. It has a picture of the packaging and the branding there, so I remember it. So that's a great... You can't just do a viral ad with no call to action.
Weren't they using the beef jerky to like attract the Sasquatch out or something like that? And then they
Probably in one of them.
yeah.
But that's pushing the limits where you're actually introducing the product into the gag. That's a no-no, I would think, for a viral ad. I remember many years ago, and in the internet that's about 4, there was these geek guys, and they did a piñata out of a computer CPU, and they just went to bash the hell out of it with these big baseball bats. Smash, smash, crash, take that CPU. Ah. And they were some networking geeks. And that was their ad that they did themselves in their backyard. Hilarious. So
we're talking about how to go viral, and
Yeah.
we're talking about the content and the platforms that are available to do so.
let's talk platforms, actually.
Well, yeah, that's where I was going with
YouTube,
this.
the winner.
Yes, but let's say 10 years ago you made this great viral ad.
What the heck do you do with it?
It's not going anywhere.
Was there a term as a viral ad back then?
No, it was
Probably
advertising.
not. But
It
what
had
I'm
the
saying is
15-second commercial.
that it's YouTube and its cousins that have enabled ads to go viral.
Yep.
Now, without the platform and Web 2.0, none of this, we wouldn't even be talking right now, because of course this show is about social media.
Yeah.
And but YouTube is one platform, but there's dozens and dozens of other platforms out there that in order to really get out there, I think you should be focusing on all of them. And there's all sorts of products, like one's called TubeMogul, which is, we talked about ping.fm before, not on this podcast. We'll talk about it in the future, but it's a social broadcaster where you can instead of updating your Twitter and your Facebook all individually, you do so on Ping.fm, or Hootsuite is another one that.
What's called aggregate sites.
Well, an aggregator is something that pulls in content from multiple sites into a feed. A broadcaster broadcasts out, like pushes content to all the sites that you want it to go to.
Yeah.
So,
but do you guys think that when we're talking viral, it's mostly video?
it doesn't
Because
have
it
to be
seems
video.
like it.
Well,
you know?
visual, because we're in actually, for the first time in history, we're in the second generation of TV consumption. People that have been exposed to TV from the day where they're born, the day they were born. But that was happening in the 60s and 70s. But what happens now is, as a child develops and become aware of reality and stuff like that, they're surrounded by people that have many, many years of experience of watching TV. And when I remember when I was younger, I listened to my parents say, "Oh, look at this Audrey Hepburn. She's such a great actor. And I remember that movie, in Rome." And I go, "Wow, what are they talking about? That sounds so interesting. One day I will know that." Mm-hmm. So it's the same thing. People talking about TV and the internet and all the messaging and their favorite stars and stuff like that.
Word of mouth, as you mentioned before.
But this is like an introduction to our society because, two things. One is in different countries that don't have as much TV or don't have the same type of content, what we talk about is alien to them. And what they would talk about is like, "Oh, my favorite show." And we say, "Wow, I've never heard of that show." Or this show is sponsored by a certain product we never heard about. Now, you've just come into this country for the first time.
Yeah.
Where do you shop? Do you shop at Safeway, Save on Foods? Where do you shop for groceries?
Right now it's Safeway.
Okay, so when you go into Safeway, is it hard to choose a product because all the brands are new? All the packages are different?
No, I had the same problem back in Israel.
Yeah.
There's too much choice. It's crazy.
But I remember when I was in Tokyo and I would go into a 7-Eleven in Tokyo, none of the products, none of the packaging are the same as the packaging here in North America. So
Japan is a good example for something completely different.
Oh my God, yeah.
For sure.
You go in there and it's like...
The bread is different, basically. I mean, it's crazy. The bread is completely different.
Well, the way they cut the bread. You know, the bread is like 4 centimeters thick. It's really
crazy.
thick. The way they cut the bread is 4 centimeters each slice. And you go into a place and you order bread, and I'll have some, go into like the toast store because in Japan everything's niche. So let's go to the toast store and have a tea with toast. And you go and you get this huge slab. I'll have of toast, and it's this 4 centimeters thick, perfectly cooked, but it's 4 centimeters thick chunk of bread. Crazy. Anyways, we were talking about viral.
We were talking about viral and whether it has to be video. No, because before YouTube and even today, people are getting chain emails all the time, right? And most people just delete them because, forward this to all your friends or this will happen or whatever.
Yeah,
but occasionally you get one that just like, wow, that's hilarious. And you forward it to all your friends.
True.
They forward it to all their friends.
True.
Now, I'm not saying that there's a commercial application, but there could be. And that's an example of a viral campaign that some people are doing just for fun, but it's not video.
Yeah, but it's also, I think people propagate a lot of viral stuff through email. They'll get an email with a video clip on it, watch video clips. Oh my God, that's great. They'll send it to 20 of their
Exactly,
fans.
like what's her name on the British, what's that show called?
British Got Talent?
Yeah, British Got Talent. What's her name?
I don't know. I don't watch those shows, but except for that one lady.
You know who I'm talking about? The one
the lady.
lady?
No, don't have any TV.
Yeah,
sorry.
that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, there's this lady from Middlesex or something, and she was kind of dumpy looking, and she came on, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, this is gonna be horrible." And she came out, and she was aura. It
unbelievable,
blew everybody away.
And it was one of the biggest viral YouTube ads.
Oh, massive.
Not ads, but a YouTube clips. It just went wild.
Yeah, but she couldn't handle it.
No.
She crashed and burned because she wasn't ready for it. And it kind of shows that, be careful what you wish for. And her wish was just to sing that song on the show. That's all she wanted. She didn't care if she was great or not. She was just there. And that was the epitome of her dream. What happened when it went viral, people had bumped her dream up several notches, and a bunch of people said, hey, that's great, let's do a record contract, let's do this, let's do that, you're famous. And she said, hey, no.
Too much.
I've done it. I've done my goal. You guys go away now. And they wouldn't. And I think she had a nervous breakdown. Mm-hmm. Tragic, but we're in a society where, or in a society, that's the wrong word. We're in a world where if you do something that goes viral or it becomes popular, let's use the word popular. Mm-hmm. If something becomes popular, oh my goodness, you're talking millions and millions and millions of people becoming exposed to you. If you were popular back in the 1910s, maybe 30 people heard about it.
In her case, though, she was very, I'm not going to say antisocial, but she's not extroverted at all.
Yeah, she's a bit of a
She
hermit.
didn't even have, she'd never even had a boyfriend, apparently. And she was in her 40s. Now, she gets on this show because she's got a very good voice, and she doesn't look like the typical person that comes on this show, and everyone was like laughing at her. And then she comes out with this like opera, professional, awesome voice, and she just blows everybody away.
Yeah.
Instant celebrity. And you're right, she wasn't ready for it.
Yeah. And so it's...
And she didn't want it.
No, exactly. She being on that show, that was her dream. And it's, when I talk to people, to digress a little bit, yet again, when I talk to people about building their business and building their dream and stuff like that, so look at, set yourself a 5-year goal, give it a ridiculous dream, and then go for it. And if you keep pushing towards that, you reach that dream pretty quickly, sometimes 3 years, sometimes 4 years, maybe it'll take 5 years. But the problem is when you reach that dream plateau, you better come up with a new one. So when you come up with your dream, make it outrageous. And that's what she did. She said, wow, if only I could be on that show. I can see myself going on and speaking and singing to the audience. And that, to me, is the epitome. And boom, she was there suddenly. And then what did she do? She couldn't go to the next level.
Yeah.
So, and that's kind of what viral marketing is all about. To kind of, a little bit of synchronicity here, bring it all together, is what is the goal of your viral marketing campaign? What is the point? If you have no point, then, okay, do it out there for fun.
It's just entertainment, basically.
But if you're doing it as a brand building exercise or product awareness exercise, you better think about the strategy and put it out there. And if it doesn't go viral, well, fine, do another one. And do another one. And eventually, if you keep taking a swing at that cat, you're going to hit it. What's that? Is it a swinging at the cat?
Swing at the piñata.
Kick the can.
Kick the can. Thank you.
Keep kicking the can. Get back on that horse.
Yeah. Anyway, some sort of those weird metaphors they have in North America.
Well, it comes down to what you talk about a lot is the editorial strategy. Because you can put content out, no matter what platform it is, whether it's blogging, whether it's podcasting, whether it's video, you have to have an editorial strategy, and you have to have a reason for doing it, and you have to have an end goal in mind.
Yeah.
And a call to action, specific one, each and every place.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. For us, our end goal is to get free black beer. That's important. A nice, easy goal.
Yeah. So far, we failed miserably, but it's only our second show.
It's only our second show. By the third show, I don't know. I might have to back out. So, talking about viral, we were talking minutes and minutes and minutes ago about why do you do viral? Why do viral if you're a small business? And I think what I love about viral as a small business is that you can do cost effectively. Okay, basically doing a show that doesn't have high production value. It's got to be well mic'd. You have to have good sound, because that's what I talked about last week. You have to have good sound. But if the idea is fun and you can execute it with little cameras that you can buy that cost you a couple of $100 and produce it and put it on YouTube and get it out there and tell all your friends about it and try to make it go viral. And if it doesn't go viral, hey, no big deal. It's not the end of the world. But try another one, and try another one, and try another one. One of the cartoons I used to watch when I was a kid, which is the Roadrunner, Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner show, it used to piss me off. There would be this, have you ever seen that show?
For sure.
Yeah. And this guy would go to Acme, he'd spend his money, he'd get this amazing device, and he'd use it once, and he'd give up. And I was so close, like, dude, just try it again. But I couldn't watch the cartoon after a while. I was like, oh, this guy is such an idiot. It's like you're spending all these resources and you're not reutilizing the product. But, I was 10, so, Anyways.
He never did get his roast Roadrunner meal.
Exactly. I mean, where does his funding come from? That's what I mean. Acme. He's like one of those mysteries of the world. Anyways, how are we doing for time, by the way?
We're at 44 minutes.
All right, so let's
Without editing.
Yeah, without editing. So we could hum
We
for
don't
5
do
minutes
too much
and fill
editing
it up.
on this show. We only edit what we have to edit.
Yeah,
and-
which isn't much, knowing, I listened to the last one. I was like, God, he left that in? Huh,
Yeah.
Amazing. All right.
I think
yeah.
one more point is when you do go for if you try for a viral video, even if it doesn't succeed, first, you probably enjoyed it. Second, you always get the link juice to your website or whatever. Even that specific video doesn't go viral, you still get the link juice and the comments and all the other positive aspects of creating something for the web or for the user. So it's never a real loss.
No.
Basically.
Absolutely.
And you
Yeah.
can reuse it later.
Exactly.
Like podcasting, it doesn't go away. Every episode is still there.
Mm-hmm.
And, some people, they'll listen to a podcast number 125 and they like that episode. They'll go right back to the number one and listen to them all. It could be 5 years after the first
It's true.
podcast started. So there's the long tail as well, right? We can talk about that in another episode as well.
Yeah, long tail. Every time anybody
Long-tail
says long
marketing.
tail, I think of the Thai boats that were in the James Bond movie. And they're called long tail boats. So
Really?
yeah, it's lost to me. I just wanted to go back there for a second. When you say the link juice,
Yeah.
is that juice as in juice, or use as in use? Because I love the term link juice.
Yeah.
I'm going to use that.
Please.
Get the link juice. It's so cool.
What?
So how juice to your links?
You've never encountered it before?
No, really.
Really?
Link juice.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm young at this game. Everybody's
Me
young
too.
at this game.
That's okay. That's part of the fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Every day, something new.
So here's the call out to everybody in the audience. Have you heard of link juice? And what do you think of that as a word? I think it's awesome. Andrew, have you heard that one before?
No, but I agree. It's great.
Maybe it's a European term.
Or Middle Eastern one.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'll have a falafel and a link juice, please. Yeah. What, the grape or the orange? No, the internet
No,
one, you
forget the
idiot.
hummus, just the link juice.
Exactly. Oh, my goodness.
All right. So we talked about viral marketing. We talked a little bit about an upcoming web design platform, Wix.com.
Yeah, very cool.
We talked about animals having sex.
Well, it was
In
it
a good context.
In good context,
okay.
It was related to social media and viral marketing.
was it actually animals or was it blow up
No,
balloons?
that was it.
Blow up balloons, right?
Yeah,
It was
made
balloon-
from condoms.
Yeah, it
Blue
was-
balloons with.
Right. Yes. Okay.
And there's a lot of squeaky going on.
Yes,
Yeah,
I remember.
exactly.
I mean,
Because they weren't
those are like
lubricated.
the best.
now that you say that, I did see that on YouTube.
I'm sure you couldn't
yes,
have.
absolutely.
You know what I would have done if I was art directing that? I would have had the squeaky, and then I had one that were lubricated, and it would go, you see?
Okay.
And that would have been a
Next
message.
generation.
Yeah, the next
Good
generation, Tired of the squeaky.
There you go. New and,
Right.
new and
If your
improved.
balloon
Next
animals are
natural
squeaking,
step
you should
for sure.
lubricate.
There you go.
Yeah. Anyways, that's my 2 bits. Brought to you by Black Beer.
All right. Excellent. And I think that wraps it up for this show. And thanks for joining us, Eric.
Thank
It was
you,
my
Andrew.
pleasure. Thank you for having me.
And Bob, as always. And
Yeah, that's all he can say. God.
Bob Garlick, the mentoring.
Well, the idea guy,
Sorry, the marketing mentor.
marketing mentor, but
That's it. The idea guy.
That
Bob's
likes
the
that.
idea guy. All right, that's it. We're signing off from the bunker in Vancouver. Hope to see you next time. We'll be here again in another couple of weeks. And sign up at the meetup group if you haven't already. Easy to find us. Google Meetup Vancouver Bunker Project. All right, that's it. See you next time.
Bye.